Hello? Hello? Hi, Presval. How are we doing? I'm a little unwell today, so I'm a little bit low energy. Let's adjust that camera, get it right. Hello. Today, I've come to talk about magic, or not magic, trading card game theory. Because, I've been playing a lot of trading card games, but I really don't think I've covered the basic principles to people. So I'm going to talk about, I'll probably play with the magic in the background, but for the most part, I'm just going to talk about the basic principles behind trading card games. And it should help people with their deck building, hopefully. That's the plan, at least. So, I suppose I should get into it. Let's have a look. Game screen. Let's transition to the game screen. I don't really have any diagrams or anything like that. That's why I'm just going to play Magic in the background while I chat about it. So, introduction. Playing trading card games, there are some basic core principles that apply to pretty much all trading card games, and building any trading card decks. So I'll try and talk about them there's no particular order I'm going to talk about them, but yeah. So I'll play this deck because this deck kind of illustrates the first one. So the first main principle, I think, is hand advantage or card advantage. When you're building a deck, a very important cards to look for are cards that will give you hand or card advantage. And this is a pretty broad subject because you can have hand advantage in two ways. You can have a constructed hand, where you use a lot of cards that let you search for things. So any card that lets you search for a card in your deck and put it in your hand or in play is a hand advantage card. It's a search card. But also, any card that lets you draw cards, as long as the card that lets you draw cards lets you draw more cards than you have to discard to draw the card, it gives you hand advantage. If you have a card that you have to play, and it says discard 1, draw 2, you break even. So that's a filter card. It's a different kind of hand advantage. It helps you filter through your deck to get the cards that you want. Whereas a card that says play this card, draw 2 cards, and you don't have to discard a card, that gives you hand weight advantage, which basically means you just have more cards in your hand, which gives you more options. Depending on the kind of deck you want to build, those are two valid things. The third kind of card is obviously the search card that lets you search for things. Either it lets you search for it and put it on top of your deck, search for it or put it in your hand, or search for it and put it in play. These are probably the most powerful, but they're also probably the slowest cards in any given game. Unless it's Pokemon, and then there are a dime a dozen. Yeah, we're gonna veto that. Let's slow him down a bit. Get Howling Mind out. So yeah, they're your main kinds of hand advantage cards, and pretty much most games will have them. Why hand advantage is important is it gives you more options, or it gets you to your win condition faster, which is a good way to segue onto what a win condition is. Win condition is something that you build into your deck that wins you the game. It can be anything, depending on the game you're playing, it can be many, many different things, but you really want to think of a set of 2 or 3 cards to put in your deck that can defeat your opponent by the game rules. Whether this is decking them out, beating all their creatures, reducing them to 0 health, or taking all your prize cards. It's a win condition card. That's what the core of your deck is. Everything else you build in your deck is about getting to your win condition. For example, this deck's win condition is to make my opponent draw lots of cards and punish them for drawing cards. But this is a playful deck. This is a deck that is entirely built around the idea of hand advantage or hand disadvantage. What else? So yeah, win condition can be anything. You build win condition into your deck. It's basically how your deck wins the game. This is generally between. Wait, wrong card game. Yes, Inferno. I'm chatting about card theory at this point. Welcome. How you doing? He's just committing suicide by card draw. You okay there? Sherrod will kill you. I'm guessing this guy's using a lot of filter cards, so I'm guessing he's trying to get through his deck as fast as possible. Which again, he's trying to get to his win condition. For me, my deck's win condition was Sherrod. That's basically it. What else is there? Control cards. Control cards are also very important. Control cards exist in most games as well. They come in two forms. They come in Denial and Elimination. So an Elimination control card is any card that you can use to eliminate something your opponent has played. Either it removes something from play, it removes it from the game, or makes it non-functional. In Magic, it'd be something like Pacifism, which for the non-functional part, or Swords to Plowshare for the removal part. Your theme was... A bunch of theme decks were not very good. Your theme was winning. You got kicked out. Yeah, you got... Honestly, you've got to read your pod. I think they call them pods nowadays. I don't know. When you're playing with a group, I've had trouble with this for a while as well. It's my first group. The guys I played with in high school, and then later after leaving high school, we still used to meet up. We're all very, very competitive. We were all cheesy bastards. So we were always trying to outstrip each other with who could make the most broken deck. Lots of infinite combos, lots of search, lots of heavy control, that kind of stuff. So when later in life, when I was meeting new people and playing with new groups of people, a lot of them didn't like my decks because my decks were all very, very strong. So I actually had to learn how to detune my decks to make them fun. You detune your deck to make them a little bit themey and fun. Let's play one more with this deck, and I'll talk about themed decks. But yeah, so removal is one type of control. The other type of control is prevention. Prevention comes in two forms. One is you prevent your opponent from playing a card. This can be cards that do counter spells. In Yu-Gi-Oh, I think they're a lot of trap cards. In Pokemon, I'm not entirely sure if you can prevent your opponents from playing cards. In Pokemon, I think there's a lot of stuff like Manaphy that stops your opponent's cards from affecting your cards, which is also prevention. And then there's also like stuff like affecting your opponent's hand. So looking at your opponent's hand and removing cards from their hand is also prevention. Pokemon actually has a few cards like that. Magic has a lot of cards like that. So that's, rather than controlling your hand, it's controlling your opponent's hand. Alright, then you have, beyond that you have acceleration. Acceleration is the next thing. Acceleration is anything that makes your deck go faster. So in Pokemon, it's anything that would let you evolve your Pokemon faster, like Rare Candy is probably the best example. Rare Candy is probably the best example. Or anything that gets your energy onto your Pokemon faster. Because normally you can only play one energy a turn, so anything that lets you play more than one energy a turn would be acceleration. In Magic, acceleration in Magic the Gathering, acceleration is anything that lets you get mana faster. So anything that you put extra mana on the field, things like Birds of Paradise, Llanowar Elves, a lot of that's acceleration. To a certain extent, Reanimate is also acceleration, where you put creatures on a graveyard and then cast them for cheaper than you would normally cast them by using Reanimate spells. That's also acceleration. It's what makes your deck go faster. It's a gotta go fast for your deck. Yeah, it's... Alright. This deck that they're playing is a bit strong, is a bit of a hard counter to my deck. Unfortunately. This is not gonna go well, and my deck's playing a bit slow. Alright. Enters tapped. Underworld Dreams. We're not getting any of my draw excel with this deck, and this deck's 90% draw excel, so that's a thing. Alright, they're gonna get a big turn now. Come on, play turn. So they're the big ones, like hand advantage, deck excel, and win conditions are your main ones. They're basically your main theories of building a deck. And when you're looking at cards, you basically need to look at them through those three terms. How does it get me there faster? How does it get the cards that I need to my hand faster? And what cards do I need to win the game? The other side is obviously control and prevention, which is the fourth aspect, which is how much does my deck need to not let my opponent's deck do stuff to get where I'm going. Alright, this looks like an infinite combo. Let's have a look. Is it an infinite combo? No, okay. It's some sort of combo. Oh, that hurt. I can get her out. Alright. Now they have to be careful about how many cards they draw. Yeah, you were playing a control deck. Control decks are... I hate control decks because I know how to build them well, but I don't consider them to be fun. Because you're basically sucking the fun out of your opponent. If your opponent can't play anything, if you're playing in tournament or competitive, control's the way to go. Control is probably the strongest. Control is probably the strongest way you can build. I've lost this game. But for friendly groups, control's mean. Like control's just either destroying your opponent's creatures once they reach the board, or preventing them from playing those creatures in the first place, or making those creatures useless once they hit the board. I think my favorite control spell in Magic is Humility, because it just turns all creatures into 1/1s with no abilities. It's fun. It's dumb. If you build around it, where's a good deck to play? Let's play Enchanted Foxes for a little bit. This is a dumb deck. This is a themey deck. I think that about sums it up, really, for the theory. So yeah, you got hand advantage, acceleration, control, and win condition. And you need to think of all cards within those contexts. Does this card give me hand advantage? Does this card accelerate my deck? Does this card get me closer to my win condition? Or does this card give me control? Enhance the amount of control I get. And if a card does two of these things, it's a good card. So a card that's part of your win condition, but also gets you closer to, also provides some sort of control, acceleration, or advantage, is great. A card that gives you hand advantage and acceleration is amazing. All right. So when you're looking at cards, you need to really think of those things. Yeah. If you only care, like I said, you gotta know your group. If you're playing with a group that if you're playing with a group that plays thematically. Oh wow, I'm just drawing land. That's really annoying. If you're playing a deck that isn't too competitive, you need to tone your decks down a little bit. That's just. Has it got lifelink? No, I just gain life when I draw cards. Hexproof is pretty strong. I can't do anything about him. Oh, double striky guy. I can do something about him. Yeah, you just lost the game, buddy. You're not even realizing it yet. So we're just gonna go Pellium. And then we'll Faith Fetters. Oh, good game. Because we're rude. See, this deck has hand advantage and acceleration for the most part. Its win condition is just built into the fact. Its win condition is just built into everything else. Basically, it's a deck that uses enchantments, and I have creatures that make enchantments cheaper, and creatures that let me draw cards if I play enchantments. And all the enchantments in the deck make my creatures bigger to slap them around the face with. And that's it. That's a very simple. The simpler the concept of a deck, the stronger it is as well. The more parts you add to a deck, the more complicated your combo. I mean, it works, but it's not going to be pretty. The more complicated you make your combo, the more chance you have your deck not working. If you're like, okay, I have this 4-part infinite combo that wins me the game instantly, but the rest of your deck has to be hand advantage and search to get that combo out, your deck's going to be very slow. Oh, this is a control deck because he's playing flash creatures. So he's going to have counter spells. This person's going to have counter spells. They're going to counter spell this 100%. And then, no, they're not going to. Okay. Interesting. Alright, we're going to go plane. Because we want to use ossification. All the glitters. And all attack. So yeah, the simpler your concept, the better it is. That's just a rule of the game, really. I'm not sure what this guy was trying to do. It must have been more complicated. You can't see their hands. So the other truth of TCGs is they're what's known as an imperfect game. An imperfect game means you never have perfect knowledge of what your opponent can and can't do. You could have played with just about any combo of cards up through. Yeah, so you probably could have built, if you could have played any common of cards, then you probably could have built strong but friendly decks. You don't have to lose all the time, but you want your opponent to have the illusion that they might win. That sounds kind of, as rude as that sounds, that's really the... Alright, so we're going to go White Mana first. Green Mana. And Soft Pause. Light Pause. Phyrexian. Alright, they're doing Phyrexian something. And there's the control. Creature control. I'll get the Naturalist out. Let's see if they get into it. See if they got another control spell coming up there. Yep, more creature kill. I don't like black. Black's got way too much creature kill. Speaking of not fun decks, hey, I'm going to play a deck that just kills everything that you play. No blocks, what's that? Ward. Menace Ward. Pay life equal to fresh. Yeah, I can pay life equal to his power, that's fine. Let's ossify. Yes. Take action. I'll pay the life. Let's get rid of that guy. Boink. Yeah, well, I think a lot of kids, especially when you're younger, you don't quite understand the concept of, how do I put it? You don't understand the concept of losing on purpose. Like, you don't understand the concept of entertaining play. Put Ethereal Armor on you. All attack. Alright. It's very... when you're younger, it's harder to understand the concept that your opponent needs to have fun too, or no one will want to play with you. I was very bad for that, for myself. Online games, I think, might be the worst for it, like this, because at this point, I'm not actually interacting with this guy. Me and this person may never play each other again, ever. So there's no... incentive. I played that the wrong way around. I should have played the Slitterus first. There's no incentive for him to play nice. And there's no incentive for me to play nice. So, like, the dehumanization, I think, a little bit for playing these games online is also probably has an effect. Like, but there does have to, I think, really be an incentive for people to play friendly. So the thing I found out playing, I think really something to be playing at Warhammer tournaments when I used to go. Me and my friends used to play a lot of Warhammer, but we played. I wouldn't say friendly, but we played in a very sort of, yeah, like we weren't hyper competitive. We'd make fun army lists, themed army lists, and just kind of have at each other. Alright. But when I went to tournaments, they were like turn 1 Alpha Strike lists. Like, you just stuff you'd never encountered in person. Same for Magic. Like my Cats and Hammers, this deck that I play in Magic, the turn 2 win, I would never play that with a group of friends. Because they never want to play with you. Oh, look. Raka's playing his turn 2 instant win deck. That's not fun for anyone. So, like, when you're playing the... I'm going to face shot as that guy. Gain a life, draw a card. And it's a land. Excellent. That, and then we want you to be able to block that, so we will Ethereal Armor you. We'll gain life and draw a card. And... no attacks. 6/7 first strike is a blocker. Now, obviously, yep, he's gonna have a kill card. Of course, he's gonna have a kill card. Because of course he does. Because he's. Look at lifelink does it. Creature of the slain. Alright, so I'm gonna go naturalist. And I'm gonna face. Oh. Yes. I gain 4 life for playing Play Feathers, so that balances out. Ugh. See, this is kind of an entertaining game because these two decks are relatively equally matched. He's got enough creature kill to stop me from exploding. I've got enough creature control to stop him from just murdering me. What do you got? No box. I'm gonna keep the naturalist alive because I don't want to trump block. I don't want to give him a free. Don't want to give him a free card. I was expecting to speak for hours about card deck building theory, but there really isn't actually a lot to it. Your Warhammer experience is total Warhammer. Interesting. That is outrageous robbery. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go... makes everything cheaper. Faith Fetters the big boy. Then 4 more life. Alright, now we've got a 10-10. We're doing okay. We're not doing too terribly now. You got a jump block, buddy. Big armor and weapons really does it for you. Chaos Warriors. Yeah, Chaos was pretty cool in Warhammer Fantasy, which is what Total War Warhammer was based off of. Chaos was cool. I was always a fan of Bretonnia. Bretonnia was always my favorite faction in Warhammer Fantasy. Well, that's one way to do it. Naturalist back out. Oh, look at this. Alright, now we're bugging. Now he has hand advantage, and that, what was it called? Outrageous robbery. Gave him just, yeah, hand advantage on me. And I drew a land, so yeah, we'll just concede now. Otherwise, it's going to be just a slow death. He just had too much creature kill. I couldn't actually get started. Well, that was my dailies done at least. What are we going to do? What can I play? This is not my tester account, by the way. This is my actual account. I haven't played it. It's been neglected for a while. Play dragons. I'm gonna play Magic. Might as well play with dragons, right? This is definitely not a meta deck. This is I am always surprised if and when this deck ever wins a game. This is probably a good example of what talking about by just making fun decks. And we're gonna get mana screwed off the bat. Okay, cool. Mulligan. There we go. Now we've got mana. We'll get rid of one of him's. Alright. And this is an example of acceleration. Lets him play an extra land. That land also has some hand advantage in it, because it gives him a little bit of search. So that's very efficient. This is more so... This guy wants to play big things, obviously. He's running a lot of acceleration. Like, look how much he's already got in his turn 2. No attacks. Even more acceleration. Holy shit, what is he trying to cast? We'll get him out. Alright. Just having a haste? No, it's menace. What the hell? Okay. Let's have a look at that. Storm's Wrath. 4 to each creature in Planeswalker. Okay. Alright, enter. Get the Whelp out? We'll get the Whelp out. I'm not sure what he's doing with all this mana. Ugoth. Ah, that's what he's up to. Okay. There he is. Exile. Exile everything, yep. Alright, so we'll go Dreadmore and Angrath's Rampage. Target player sacrifices a Planeswalker. Goodbye. Okay, this deck he's playing is way stronger than my deck. Like, just... Yeah, he's just playing massive acceleration and the strongest things you can find in the game. We'll just make him sacrifice it. It may be indestructible, but it's not immune to sacrificing. And he's got 2 of them. Alright, concede. We're done. We're done here. What happens when a fun theme deck goes up against a deck that's built to absolutely slap? No, that's what I mean. You're not going to run into fun theme decks online. People don't do it. You've got to play strong decks. I'm really not feeling this tonight. Not really feeling the magic. Hold on. Let's go yapping. Alright, let's transition to yapping. Yeah, yapping now. I think Chaos is like the starting faction for a lot of people. Chaos is definitely the entry-level faction for a lot of people. Especially in Fantasy. I played High Elves originally. Like, back when it was Warhammer Fantasy, back in, like, the 2000s. I played High Elves. I liked High Elves. I like their, I like the Lion Warriors. I like their aesthetic. Lion chariots and stuff. Ah, I need to grab a drink. Hold on. Be right back. Transition, be right back. Oh, alright, I'm back. Transition back. Transition back to yapping. Well, I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it with the magic tonight, apparently. So we'll try something else for a little bit, shall we? Spikes and skulls. If you like spikes and skulls, pretty much every faction in Warhammer 40k has spikes and skulls on everything. I wouldn't have minded playing vampire counts either, but I never got around to it. I didn't have as much money back then, so I couldn't really afford to collect all the. But the idea of just running an army where you just sit back with your necromancers at your end of the table and just send endless hordes of free skeletons at your opponent, that seemed fun. All right. Transition. All right, we're not feeling it for magic tonight, so let's play a little bit of Pokemon instead, shall we? Goes with the Overlord theme. Overlord is a good. I mean, I'm trying to remember. There was a game that came out many years ago called Overlord, and it was like a dungeon builder game. Like it was like one of those build your own resort style city building games, but instead you had to build like a dungeon, and had like heroes used to come in and try and get through your traps. I'm trying to remember. I think was it literally called Overlord? Or was it like Dungeon Keeper or something? Alright, I'm gonna need Iono for first turn this time around. This is a really bad starting hand. No, not Dungeon Builder. Not Dungeon Builder. I just remember it was like, you had like goblin minions and stuff. Okay. It was a long time ago. And I was way more focused on playing games like Tekken back then. Oh, that's what I could play tonight if I decide I don't like this one either. And throw Tekken on for 10 minutes. Do I even have my gamepad still? Where did I put my gamepad? Wait, where did I put my gamepad actually? I've lost it. Haven't used it for so long. Would I even still remember how to play Tekken? It's been a long time. Papa. I'll probably play Dead or Alive actually. I think I played more Dead or Alive than I do Tekken. The Goblin Minions, yeah. Goblin Minions. I remember that much. Alright, so... that... Actually, Arven. Arven to get a Buddy Buddy Poffin. And a Hero's Cape. Buddy Buddy Poffin to get Cricketine and Pineco. Hero's Cape out Bramble. And then turn. Like the style. Yeah, well, yeah. The Dark Lord style of armor is a cool style of armor. Boss's orders. See, this is control. This is the kind of manipulation I'm talking about before. So let's throw Cricket up. That's fine. He can move Cricket up. Okay, so I need to retreat him before I evolve him. Oh, not at all practical, but good for us. No fantasy armor is actually ever practical. No fantasy armor is practical. There's very, like, maybe Goblin Slayer's armor you could argue is kind of a little bit practical. Oh, the game's gonna do this to me, is it? Alright. Just gave me the hand I discarded with Iono, including the Iono back. That's supposed to be a filter card. You're supposed to filter through your deck, not get the same hand back. God damn it. The more turns this takes to get set up, the more turns my opponent has to set up their deck. Like, yeah. And Iono helped him too. What is that? Looking for a card your deck, two of them in your hand, others in the lost zone. But they are V-types, alright. Oh, what's that? What is that? Jet energy. Minor Elite, Mirror's Elite Knight sets. A lot of the Dark Souls armor is the ones that are practical. Yeah. Like, a good way to make your armor look practical is to base it off real life. But there were some pretty insane real life armors as well. And that. And then we get a Buddy Poffin. Vidoof. And another Bramblin. An Ultra Ball. to get near the barrel. I don't have the barrel. Ah, he's in the prize pile. Ah. And now, floating energy. You mean the cod pieces? They were, if I remember, they were very fashionable in the 16th century. 16th, late 15th through mid 16th century. Cod pieces were very popular. Show off your manhood, in theory. I mean, of all the places I'd want to stick out and a sword to get caught on, that's not the place. That is not a risk I'd be willing to take. No, they always talk about, like, people talk about, like, the problem with things like breast armor, of, like, you know, it creates a caveat towards the chest. Which is about, like, horns on a Viking helmet catch a sword rather than deflecting it off sideways, which is what you want a helmet to do. You want a helmet to deflect the sword away from your body. Spiked pauldrons, again, you want your pauldrons to slide away from your body to deflect the sword away from your body. Adding spikes just catches the sword and makes you cop the hit instead. So you take all that theory and then you put it on your penis. No, it's a terrible idea. Whoever thought that was a good idea? Fool. No wonder royals started becoming an endangered species after the 16th century. They all had their knobs chopped off. When they say the importance in jousting is the length of your lance, they do not mean your codpiece. It's like time I should show off. I say show off my armor, but I've really only got my casual armor. I don't actually have any combat armor anymore. But I've just got like a chain halberd and a gambeson. With like a 14th century conical helm. All of it's designed to flow the sword away from your body or soften the blow. The kind with lances on horseback. Any other kind of jousting is not approved. What do we got? Bug catching set. Let's have a look. Yeah, get another energy. Bug catching set. Yeah, that. Great ball. Oh, Ramblast. Alright, and attack. I feel bad for the comfy, it's about to die horribly. We are not royally genital jousting while wearing cod pieces. I don't care how hilarious the mental image is. It's not an approved sport. I don't think they'd consider that a manly actually don't know. Royals in the day were weird. Hello, cat. Cat has come to join me by standing on my keyboard again, as she does. Hello. We did a loop and then we left. Alright. You gotta kill some of these scarier stuff. I'm gonna boss's order some of it out in a minute. Da 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 da. No, I'm just not feeling. Not very energetic today. I might only do an hour-long stream. Got a rent inspection on Thursday as well, which I have to deal with, which sucks. I have been feeling quite unwell lately. It's not COVID or the flu or anything, it's just like really, really lethargic. Alright, boss's orders. Move that one up. Let's get rid of that fella, shall we? Put mist energy on you just in case. Bunch of caching certs. Yep. Okay. Okay. That should do good, right? 8 coins, let's go. That's alright. That's not a bad outcome. Two prize cards. There's the barrel, fucking finally. Finally, the little bastard. That's why you shouldn't run one of a kind in Pokemon decks, because they'll always, if you have one of a kind and you kind of rely on the card, it will always end up in your prize pile. 95% of the time, prize pile. This opponent is taking a very long time on his turns. There's lots of like, card comes out, card sits there for 10 seconds, then he does something. I think he knows he's lost and he's just being obnoxious. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely what he's doing. He knows he's lost and he's being obnoxious. It's bad manners. Let's put a cape on you. Let's start building up energy on you just in case. Grab Arvin. Get some rods. Just in case. And kill the poor flower thingy. Kill the poor comfy. Choose price card. Cormorants. How many cards? He's got 4 cards in his lost zone, so he can do 110 damage. He can do that, I suppose. Oh, now he's doing the obnoxious thing. Dude, you've lost the game. You've lost the game. Ah, he was hoping to use Star Requiem, but I've got Mist Energy, so he can't. Here we go. Yep, he'll try and use Star Requiem. He may not realize. No, lost impact. 280 damage. I mean, he has a chance of surviving this. Better make sure this guy's actually able to fight. We'll use her, a little bit of Heelys. And attack! There's a chance he's like... My coin flipping can be bad sometimes. Like that. That's not enough to kill him. Not actually enough to kill him. But that's okay. Because we've been getting the other Bramble ready. And I only need to take one more prize. Boom. Bye-bye, Bramble. Okay. So we just need a heads. Just need one heads. One heads to win the game. This is where the coins fail me. Ah, there we go. We win. Bang. Done. That much is like, I expect the coins to not go my way at this point. Continue. A reminder just how much slower paced Pokemon actually is compared to Magic. What are my dailies? Oh. Completed. I'm still just not feeling it, to be honest. Oh, I did not have the energy today. Didn't have it yesterday either. I'm gonna play one more game. I'm gonna call it for the night because I'm tired. Probably have an early night tonight. Be back tomorrow. Probably. Do I want to play more Stalker tomorrow? I don't. Yeah. Wasn't too bad. Stalker wasn't too bad. Just an old and sort of clunky game. Yeah, I actually don't want to go first with this deck. Not with that hand, I don't. Is the game music still on? Yeah, we are. Turn off the in-game music. Done. Alright, Mulligan 1. Done. Mulligan 2. We got Charmander, Raging Moon. Done. And they starting with a Bidoof. Alright. Energy. And time. That's it. Not a lot. I am tempted to get back into doing the HEMA and night related stuff, but it's very expensive. And I would have to rebuy a lot of my old gear. I gave it all away to my old group when I left. Except for a few things that I kept as souvenirs. I mean, okay. Alright. Why are you making me wait? And what is with people in this game and not ending turn? Oh, you're looking at hundreds and hundreds of dollars for the armor. Kendo, fencing, HEMA, yeah, you're looking at hundreds and hundreds of dollars for the armor. Karate or boxing, it's much cheaper. You really just need to buy like a mouth guard. Ninja? Rockabilly. Sketch. Bidoof. Sealed cards. Ultra Ball. That. Charizard EX. Enter. Yeah, get to like any of your hand-to-hands, Aikido, Karate, Boxing, Jiu-Jitsu, they're all not too expensive to get into. You need to buy your gi or your uniform, probably a mouth guard, and gloves. If you probably a helmet too, like, but none of that's too expensive because it's mostly padded, leather or vinyl, polycottons, stuff like that. It's when you get to kendo, anything weapon related, because you need the safety mask, you need the armor. The weapons themselves are normally really expensive. Like training, like a training epee for fencing. Like they're normally made out of pretty strong polycarbons that are very flexible, and a lot of them have electronics built into them, so they can detect when you strike someone. Proper kendo practice weapons. Proper bokken are really hard to get. Rare candy. And quite expensive. Proper training swords for HEMA are very expensive. If you're just doing HEMA training, you can normally get away with wearing gambesons, heavy gambesons. So you don't need to buy your plate mail or your chain mail straight off the bat. But you probably want gambesons, you want proper gloves, and your proper headgear. So normally that's a variant of a fencing mask with a face shield. I'm not sure how the local. I don't know how the local HEMA guys would take to me. Actually, I don't know if I'm. I know there's a group that trains nearby, like an hour or so drive away. But I have this horrible tendency to wrestle. The sword is a tool that is used to get close enough to wrestle. It ain't pretty, but it works. Hello again, kitty. Kitty cat wants my attention. Yeah, I know it's raining. I can't make the rain stop, cat. That's not something that I can do. All I can do is fill up your food and water bowls. And turn on the heater if it's cold. I can't make the rain stop. Can I refresh this one? Place best. Complete 2 matches without conceding. I can do that. Records. Collect all. Fancy Megabase. Yee, collected. Alright. Play 2 matches without conceding. I can do that. Anyone can do that. But I'm tempted to get back into it. I need something physical to do. The other thing I've been thinking about doing is maybe going down and joining a boxing gym, because I've never done boxing, and it seems like it'd be pretty good for fitness. And I'm not particularly confident at throwing hands, to be honest. So, like, wrestling, yeah, I've got a bit of confidence there. Whacking each other with large objects, bit of confidence there. Actually, just genuinely throwing hands, very little confidence, very little experience. And I feel like boxing would be an interesting little side game. Alright, let's go. Chuck a shader on you. Set the Greninja. Badoof. Squawk and Seize. I'll throw out Charmander. Sealed cards. And 10. Ooh, Suptus. Hello, Suptus. Pokemon. Yeah, I was getting bored of Magic. I was having a chat about what constitutes good deck construction, and I was expecting that to take me about an hour, and it took me about 15 minutes. So now I'm just chilling, playing cards. But I really wasn't feeling the Magic today. I want to use an Ultra Ball. We'll get rid of Arven and Black Energy. And we'll Ultra Ball out a Charizard EX. And then we will Rare Candy onto our Charmander. Yes, we would like to Infernal Rain. We'll upgrade the barrel. We will Industrious Incisors. Arven. Dark Patch. No, it's not a Dark Patch. Do I have another Netball? We have Nestball. Arven for a Nestball. Nestball for Raging Moon. Dark Energy on Raging Moon. More dark energy there, so we will motivate. Alright, we're good. Much more quiet today? Yeah, I'm not feeling well. I don't know if everything's... Turn up my mic a bit. I'll turn up my mic a bit. Is that better? Yeah, I'm not feeling well. Wasn't feeling well yesterday either. You know what? Let's move this boy up. I actually don't need to do any more hand shuffling or deck shuffling or discarding. So I won't. And opponent conceded. Alright, that was an easy win. Yeah. Guess who I got in the mail today, Suptus? I need to rebox her and relabel her, but I'll be shipping her off to you shortly. Although, definitely have to rebox her because the mailman left it on my doorstep because I didn't answer the door this morning because I wasn't feeling well and I was still lying in bed. And it rained, so the box that she came in got wet. Her box and she didn't get wet, but the shipping box she was in got wet, so that has to be on the bin, and I'll just put her in a fresh, clean box and send her off. Oh, you hear me now? Alright. Let's go turn the volume up a little bit. Alright. Play 2 games without conceding. One more game. But no, I haven't been feeling very well. So I'll probably be out shortly. Going back to bed. Sleeping it off, whatever it is. Yeah, no. The box, like, her actual box, the box that she's in, didn't get wet. The shipping box, the postal box that she was in got wet. Because the postman left it out on my doorstep in the rain. Because he's a dick. So I just need to swap her across to a fresh shipping box. Yeah, Tiger. So I just need to swap her across to a fresh shipping box with some fresh shipping paper. Fortunately, I've had another couple of models arrive in the last couple of days, so I have a surplus of boxes and paper around the place. What isn't nice? Your terrible internet connection? Oh, well, it's not... Unfortunately, if you've got a bad internet connection, there's not a lot you can do about it. Did I get Bidoof? I didn't. I'm sure I have Bidoof. Should I get Baroness? End turn. Alright. That was a productive first turn. It's all over the place. Yep. Alright, their turn was Evolving God of War. Okay. Silver Barrel. Concealed cards. Hold on. Industrious Incisors. Rare Candy. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Done. Put one on there, and one on there. Little energy retrieval. We'll retreat. Burning Darkness. Goodbye. That's game. That wasn't too bad. There's a lot of messing around, but I got there in the end. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe you just got high internet traffic at the moment. Alright, that finishes my dailies. I've done my dailies. Done my dailies on both games. Try to just do yapping. Yeah, quick game. So, hello. How you doing, Siftus? Right. I know I only just got here, and it's only just been like a bit over an hour. Hello, MK Hero. Oh, you caught me leaving earlier. I'm not feeling well today. I'm under the weather. Have been for the last couple of days. So I'm going to be going early tonight, and having an early night. Sorry for that. Yeah. Nice that you're getting alerts. Nice that YouTube is alerting people to my streams. It means I'm not blacklisted for the amount of swearing I do. You really need to find a better game, Supus. Yeah, the weather's been pretty shit recently. I've actually been trying to get some gardening done because I've got rent inspection coming up, but it's rained every single day. Every day it's rained. I can't even mow the lawn. Yeah, I know. Every time I want to go out, it rains. Every time I want to do I actually got up this, well, I was about today, I looked outside, went, it's nice and sunny. In half an hour, I'm going to mow the lawn because it's nice and sunny and the grass should be dried out. And then like half an hour later, it started raining. Like, bastard. Bastard. Alright. Well, I'm going to sign off early tonight because I'm feeling... Thanks for coming, Presval. Downside of basements. They flood. Thank you for coming. Thank you everyone for coming, actually. I'm going to sign off now because otherwise I'm just going to sit here and yap for half an hour. And I really should be lying down and having a nap. I had an alright stream. Anyway, good night everyone.